So, you just got your operator's license, your first radio, and your first QSO card. You've been enjoying this hobby adamantly. But now you have a problem. All of your radio stuff is sitting around and is a pain to transport everywhere. How do you solve this dilemma? While sliding everything off of the table into a plastic sack would work in a pinch, it's a far cry from a reliable option. What you should invest in is a dedicated radio bag. Before we dive into my personal radio bag setup, there's a couple points we need to mention. Number 1, there is no definitive answer for how to set up your personal radio bag. Number 2, find a bag that fits your personal needs. Big or small, fanny pack or school bag, the decision is yours. Number 3, a radio bag is constantly changing, being updated and added to. Keep this in mind when choosing your first bag, or your second, or your third. Time for the meat and potatoes. We're going to start with my first radio bag setup, when I first got my license. It was a simple 2-pocket bag setup with a shoulder strap, a flap, and a slim front pocket. This held all of my radio stuff for a couple years and worked well for supporting one radio. But like any addiction, I needed more space for more radios. Enter radio bag setup number 2. This bag is set up for versatility and multi-radio support. It is a detachable fanny pack from a Remington non-frame hunting backpack. I went with this setup because A, I have a pack addiction, and B, the top section can be set up for a 72-hour Aries bag. More on that in another video. This bag currently supports 2 handheld radios, a Yaesu VX8DR and a Baofeng BF-F9 V2 Plus, which is a UV5R variant. The philosophy I follow for each radio is this: at least 2 antennas, at least 2 batteries, and at least 2 ways of charging, and 1 external microphone. The entire setup is split into 2 parts, the fanny pack and the secondary pouch. The secondary pouch stays with my everyday carry backpack unless the Aries kit is deployed. It is a simple 2-pocket pouch with multi-attachment capability, which is how it attaches to the fanny pack. It holds 1 spare battery per radio, a coax dipole antenna, and some other charging adapters. There will be a separate video going through this bag. We're starting with the front zipped pocket, which holds an ID flap that has my FCC ID card, some other helpful cards I put together, and also holds the electrical and duct tape card. Inside this blue pocket flap is a pocket knife, because I'm a Boy Scout and we always have a knife on us. Finally, I keep a dog tag that has my personal information on it. The right water bottle holder has a high visibility vest in it. The left side has some carabiners, a wristwatch, some length of paracord, and 2 cinch straps for any other securing needs. Now for the main pocket. This is where all the goodies sit. On the very top, we have a Kindle Fire tablet, which has a Bluetooth keyboard along with it. On here I keep electronic copies of all my documentation, some apps for radio, and just any other stuff I might need. The small zip pouch holds some alcohol wipes, a Ziploc bag that has all my radio programmings, and a physical copy of my license. Below all this sits a pencil pouch. Inside this pencil pouch, we have a magnet mount with an SMA end on it. We have about 45 feet of coax cable and a Slim Jim 2-meter antenna. This all stores up really well inside this Southwire pencil pouch. Next up is the Ziploc bag that holds all 3 of my radio programming cables for my VX8DR, my Zastone, and my Baofeng. Also holds an SDR radio setup and some spare SMA connectors. Next to it, we have a Ziploc bag with some zip ties in it. We have a bandana. We have some headlamps. These orange things are hook and loop strips. We have some waterproof matches. We have the Yaesu 12-volt charging adapter. We have more hook and loop stuff. We have some plastic utensils and another, and we're not talking about that. And we have a set of some leather work gloves. Finally, we have 2 waterproof cases and an Irwin tool flap pouch that can sit in your pocket. On the bottom side of the bag, I have a PVC pipe that has my Yaesu and Baofeng spare antennas. Let's dive into these waterproof containers. Let's move some stuff out of the way here quick. Starting with the red waterproof container. And these came from Ace, and they were cheap and they work pretty dang good. Off the top, we have a waterproof notebook. We have a whole bunch of writing utensils, from Sharpies to pens to pencils. Always good to have some spares. And then we have a flashlight. We have a USB stick with all of our radio information and our license and any other goodies we need. And then we have tools for a small electronics toolkit. This is just that Performax from Menards. Put this all away here and we'll go on to the next one. The black waterproof container is about double the size of the red one, but the same footprint. This has all my power needs inside of it. Right off the top, we have a Bluetooth enabled multimeter, which is pretty sweet, pretty fun to work with. Then we have a set of just 3.5 millimeter headphones. We have the 12 volt charging cable for the Baofeng. We have some spare USB micros cables with some adapters for USB-C and mini USB. These are pretty cool. These are the AA battery adapters for the Yaesu and the Baofeng. We have a 12 volt to USB adapter. We have a dual AC wall wart with 2 USBs on the outside. We have an Altoids with all the spare AA batteries and batteries for that multimeter. In the future, I plan to add a full-size SMA mag mount antenna, a shortwave radio receiver, and a CW kit, so I can do some CW if I need to. This is Rooster. Thanks for watching.